Good morning. Is it good afternoon? What is it?
Still morning.
Still morning.
11:30.
Okay, 11:30. Good morning, Chantell.
Good morning.
Welcome to StreetCherub. The show is called On the Couch. We're just going to have a quick chat about the person you are.
Okay.
You are introduced.
You would like me to introduce
myself? Yes,
myself?
I would like to speak about yourself.
My name is Chantell Simone Graham, and I am a female entrepreneur. I run a multitude of different businesses. I have my finger in many pies. I'm part of several different projects, but I absolutely love every single thing that I do. Okay.
So you do beauty?
Yes.
Which is your main angle?
My main job is that I'm a freelance makeup artist and beauty therapist. I've been running my business CSG Makeup Beauty since 2005, but I started to focus on my business full-time since 2010.
So is there any moment in your life that you decided you're going to become a beauty therapist?
It's really funny how I came to be part of the beauty industry, because when I was at school, I actually wanted to study law. I wanted to be a barrister. I'd done my work experience in a law centre. I'd done my A-levels in law and history and English, and I was adamant that law was, the journey that I wanted to go down. But I changed my mind. I got into beauty by accident. I'd always been interested in it, but didn't look at it as a career. But I'd done a couple of beauty courses simply because it was something that I wanted to know more about. Discovered that I was actually quite good at beauty, and I really, really loved it. And that's how the career change came along. So my journey into beauty hasn't been down a traditional route. It's been a little bit all over the place.
Wow, that's fine. So would you say you come from a family that's passionate about, because beauty is often is a well-being aspect.
Yes.
It's about confidence and about how you see yourself, the world sees you, but mostly it's from within, outside. If you're a beautiful person within, perhaps?
Yes.
You'll also be a beautiful person without. So
yes.
just an extension.
Yes, most definitely.
So which aspect of beauty, is it makeup? Is it everything? Hair?
For me, I would say that beauty is everything. It's the complete package. It's makeup, it's beauty, it's hair. It's also your lifestyle. In order to feel beautiful, you need to feel happy with who you are. You need to feel confident with who you are as a person. And I think that makes you feel beautiful inside, and then that radiates on the outside as well.
We live in an over-pressurized world. So beauty, outside beauty is always, people take it too seriously, say that the way they look, whether it's what do you think about plastic surgery? Do you go more for the natural? Is it enhancing or is it changing the person?
I'm not particularly against surgery, and I'm not particularly for it. I think everybody should use the methods that work for them. I wouldn't have surgery because I'm just too scared. Really and truly.
Okay.
But I know many people that have had surgery and it's worked wonders for them.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to beauty, everybody's on their individual journey, and there's no one size that fits all. Everybody has to do things that they're comfortable with, that make sense to them and their lifestyle, and just the things that they want to do. Some people prefer to go more down the natural route. Other people prefer to have surgery in terms of enhancing their body and some other things. I say it's down to the individual.
So it's all about what they feel, how what makes them happy.
Yeah, what you're comfortable with, and you should only do what you're comfortable with and what makes sense to you.
So basically, people should be trying to enhance themselves, whatever they really be positive about themselves, rather than answer to. It's a very difficult. It's a fine line, isn't it?
Well, I think as well, for me, beauty is about feeling confident within yourself. It doesn't matter what you do to the outside of you. If the inside isn't good, if it isn't working well, then what you look like on the outside really doesn't make any difference. And I think a lot of people hide behind what you see on the outside, and they don't think about what they're putting into themselves and how they really need to be maintaining their bodies and their minds.
So what's the principle you live by? What's your core value?
The principle that I live by, well, I came up with a motto for my makeup and beauty business, and that's the principle that I live by. And the motto is, enhancing beauty starts from the inside out, and the greatest beautifier of all is feeling happy.
So would you say you're about food? You said it's a lifestyle. So what do you exactly mean by?
I would say part of my beauty regime is, a lot of it is about my lifestyle. A lot of it is about what I put into my body. So, I don't drink teas and coffees. I only drink herbal tea. I drink my 2 liters of water every day. I try to keep to a healthy diet as much as possible. I try to get, 8 hours of sleep or more. I try to have my downtime when I rest, and I just take a moment from everything just to reflect and just to have some me time. And I think it's very important that you do that and that you look after every aspect of your being.
I can see like you're a real is a guru, and indeed you're a mentor. But still about the beauty, the way you talk about is a whole lifestyle, and therefore do you have a very structured life, or do you just get up on the day and go with it? You must, because you're a very busy person. You're apart from your beauty work and therapy and makeup. You've done various sorts of makeup apart from the usual.
Yeah, I've done all different. My makeup journey has been varied. I've done everything from going into schools and teaching young people about makeup to working on a live TV show. So every makeup job that I've had has been different, but it's always been enjoyable. I like the fact that my makeup jobs are varied because it means I never know what I'm going to expect. I never really know who I'm going to meet. I never know what the end result is, but it's a fantastic and an amazing way for me to work, and I love it. I love having the variety of it all.
I mean, going to your website, CSG Beauty. Is it CSG?
My website is www.csgmakeupandbeauty.com.
I see that you've done everything from film, television, shows, bridal. My daughter is graduating shortly, and if she was nearby, she'll be in Southampton. So you've done all that. What gives you the most pleasure when you're making somebody, transforming them as it is?
For me, I think I get my most enjoyment when it comes to doing makeup. It's definitely my makeup masterclasses and workshops. I love educating women about makeup. I love showing women how to utilize makeup, how to make it work for them, and how to not be afraid of it. And makeup for me is not a mask. When you put makeup on, you shouldn't look like a different person to who you are. You should still look like you, just slightly more enhanced, and just a slightly better version of you. But you should never look in the mirror and not recognize the person that's looking back.
Well, then I think you would like my teenage daughters because they're exploring makeup. And
which most teenagers are.
And then they take 1 hour. They always say they need 1 hour, 2 hours to. Is that true?
I would say that when I'm doing my makeup, generally on a day-to-day basis, I can get my makeup done in about 5 to 10 minutes.
So it really doesn't take the 1 hour they do
It depends on what your makeup routine is. If I'm going out in the evening, I will set aside about 30 to 45 minutes for my makeup. But then I will also prepare my skin beforehand. So I will, give myself a mini facial. I may even steam my face as well. So all of that can take up time before you actually put the makeup on. So all in all, that can take me maybe about 45 minutes.
So basically you have black, white class, doesn't matter the skin type.
No, for me, I'm able to work on a variety of skin tones. I like working on a variety of skin tones. Makeup for black skin is very different to makeup for Caucasian skin.
Okay, how is that?
Mainly because black skin tends to be oilier. Most black people have an oily skin type. In actual fact, an oily skin type is the best and most easiest skin type to deal with.
Is it?
Most black women I meet, they complain about, oh, my face is always shiny. For me, as a makeup artist, I'd much rather have someone who has an oily skin because it's easier to deal with, because all I've got to do is matte the face and deal with the oils that are coming through. When somebody has a drier skin, you have to work so much harder to put a lot more moisture back into the skin, which means that you can end up having to use a lot more products. You can also have to use products that are much more heavier. So although people complain about an oily skin, in terms of the beauty industry, it's the best skin type to have.
Wow, I'll never complain about my oily skin.
Don't ever complain about your oily skin again. But most black people do have oily skin.
So at home, what are you like? Do you wake up? Do you go to bed with makeup? Some people can't dread waking up, by a gentleman, and you go down to the street.
I'm an advocate of remove it, take it off. I don't care what the makeup brand is. I don't care what they tell you. Oh, it's natural. It means you can sleep in it. People need to understand that your skin works at its hardest during your sleep. It's those 8 hours when you're sleeping that your skin is actually regenerating itself and renewing itself. So if the new skin's trying to come through and you've got a whole lot of makeup on top of your face, you're making that process incredibly difficult. And that's when you can sometimes get the breakouts and you see the difference in your skin. Makeup should always be removed before you go to bed. It doesn't take that long to remove your makeup, so there really is no reason for you to be sleeping in it. It's not going to do your skin.
Not about some handsome man by your side waking up and finding a different lady from the night before.
That handsome man should love you in your natural non-makeup face state, and he should also love you in your enhanced makeup face state as well.
So let's food. What kind of food goes best with skin, do you think? Generally, we have all the, people call it junk food, but if you're out, you're a very busy woman. So if you're up and about, would you walk into a McDonald's? Would you walk into a
You know, I think when it comes to food, I say to people, it's about balance. We all know that we should have a healthy diet.
Yes.
We all know that we should eat a certain amount of fruits and vegetables, and we should cut back on sugar and fat and things like that. But the reality of it is we're humans, and sometimes we crave sugar, we crave junk, we crave the things that we know we're not supposed to have. I would say keep the balance right. You know, I have my moments when, you know, I want a slice of cake.
Yes.
I won't deny myself that slice of cake, but I will make sure that I drink plenty of water, I eat my fruits and my vegetables. You know, I cook a fresh meal pretty much every day or every other day for my family. So that definitely helps me to deal with my diet and think about what I'm putting into my body. But I won't sit here and say, you must eat this, you must eat that, you mustn't do this. Because I personally think the moment you tell someone all the things that they shouldn't do, you make it incredibly hard for them. People feel guilty about, and you should not feel guilty about wanting to eat a chocolate bar. One chocolate bar is not going to make any difference. It's not going to do anything. If you eat 10 chocolate bars, that might be a problem. But there's nothing wrong with, you know, having the odd few here and there, and just knowing how to balance eating a certain amount of the wrong foods, combining it with eating the amount of the right foods.
So on an average summer's day, what's in your bag? What can't you leave the house without?
On an average day, in terms of food or just general
makeup?
On an average day, my makeup bag will always have mascara, lip gloss and face powder. Those are the 3 items that I cannot live without. You can take away anything else I own, but please leave me with my mascara, my lip gloss and my face powder.
So you definitely believe in eyes as the window to the soul?
I definitely do believe that the eyes are the window to the soul, and the eyes are the part of the face that most people tend to concentrate on the most and they see first. So your eyes are something that you should always be looking after. You should always be trying to make sure that your eyes look bright and fresh at all times. Now, smoky eye is actually a technique. Smoky eye, people always think it has to be in the traditional greys and blacks. In actual fact, it doesn't. You can actually do a smoky eye technique in any color. I personally love the smoky eye in a green or a purple or a blue. I would say the trick to getting a smoky eye right is to take your time, because it requires a lot of blending. It's not a quick look. It's not something you can do within 5 minutes. You will need at least about 3 to 4 different eyeshadow colors, and you will need, I'd say, at least a couple of eyeshadow brushes. Smoky eye is a technique that takes time to perfect it. So, you know, at every opportunity you get, just practice doing it. Also, as well, bearing in mind that doing makeup on yourself is very different to doing it on somebody else. You know, I find that I can do makeup on somebody else very, very quickly. I had to do somebody's full face of makeup in 10 to 15 minutes. Wow! If I'm doing my own face, it might take me a little bit longer. One of the things that I love about the smoky eye look is the fact that it's a look that transcends and it suits everybody. No matter who you are, what age you are, what your skin tone is, everybody can carry off a smoky eye look. It's probably the most popular makeup look out there. Wow. When I do my makeup workshops and masterclasses, it's always something that somebody wants me to show them. So my advice would be, have your 4 colors that complement each other. You'll start with a couple of lighter colors, followed by a couple of darker colors, and it's just blend, 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 blend. You do
makeup commercially. Who can afford you?
Who can afford me? I would like to think that I keep my prices incredibly affordable. I'd say that my prices are reasonable, so everybody can afford me. You know, I have my set prices, which is just for if you book me just to apply your makeup, if you want a makeup class, or if you want your makeup done for a wedding. If you want makeup done for photographic purposes, say for a photo shoot, or you want me to take part in a fashion show, then that has a totally different pricing structure, but I do that on an individual basis. So it all depends on what the event is, what's the occasion that you want to book me for those purposes, and we will work something out.
So what kind of people do you work with makeup? Is it like young girls or grown-up women?
My makeup clients are varied. I've worked with children. You know, I've gone and done makeup at children's parties. You know, I've done bridal makeup, I've done makeup for television. So I would say that I've done makeup on all ages, probably from little girls aged about 6 and above, right up to elderly women that are 80 and above.
So once again,
Very, very big.
And even an older man can feel good. It's a feel-good factor.
For me, makeup is about just showing you how to make the best of what you've got. And I think that applies to everybody. Every woman, every female wants to look good, and your age doesn't make any difference.
Obviously, you're a very confident person. Any particular person, you mentioned tea. Do you think that was your root, your awareness that you can't drink certain things? You say you drink herbal tea, and you mentioned before off the camera, you mentioned your aunt introduced you to herbal teas. Do you think that's when your journey to being conscious about what you take in came?
I think the way that I was raised, I was always taught to be conscious and aware of what I eat and what goes into my body. So being introduced to herbal teas, I have to admit at first I didn't really like it because it was a taste that I wasn't used to. And I think as well, sometimes when you're young, you're not able to appreciate certain things. I definitely say that as I've got older, my taste buds have changed, and I love herbal tea. I don't drink anything other than herbal tea. Occasionally I might have a hot chocolate, very, very occasionally. But I'm a herbal tea drinker. That's what you'll find in my home, in my kitchen cupboard. That's what I will always purchase on a regular basis.
You're also involved in Black 100?
Yes, I am.
As a mentor, so how did that come about?
I am the project manager for Black 100 Plus. Black 100 Plus is an award-winning photographic exhibition of Black achievers from modern Britain. I've been part of Black 100 Plus when it started, which was back in 2006. And I've had an amazing journey being part of that project. I love Black 100 Plus. I love what it is. I love what it stands for. I think it's important that here in the UK we pay homage to the people in this country, the black people in this country that have achieved a lot.
Because often that's not done.
We're overlooked, and a lot of the time, you know, when we talk about black achievers, we always look overseas and we forget about the people right where we are. Now, my idol is Oprah Winfrey. If anybody knows me, they know that I am obsessed with Oprah Winfrey. I've probably seen every single one of her shows. I probably know just about everything there is to know about her. But the reality of it is she lives in America. The chances of me meeting Oprah Winfrey are incredibly slim.
Maybe she will see this video and invite Chantell.
You never know.
Graham.
But the likelihood is that it's incredibly slim because she lives there and I live here. Another one of my idols is a lady called Erica Fremantle. She's a makeup artist.
Is she?
Yes.
Is that an American or British?
No, she's here in Britain, and I met her a few years ago, and I was blown over at the fact that I was able to meet her because she's somebody that I've followed for such a long time. And I think it's important that in this country we are able to see black achievers here. We're able to know about them, meet them, hear about them, you know exactly what they do, what they've done before, what they go on, what they're going to go on to do. And that's what I love about being part of Black 100 Plus, because it's educational for me. You know, I found out about black achievers here that I've never heard of. I've heard of things that they're doing that I didn't even know existed. So for me, Black 100 Plus is always a constant learning curve. It's hard work, but it's absolutely amazing. You know, I love being part of the project. I love what I do for it. I love the people that have come and been part of our work.
So it's easy for everybody to come. It's just Black 100 and they can find it.
It's Black 100 Plus. Our website is www.black100plus.co.uk.
To be empowered. So to be empowered in the UK as a black person, that's your starting point.
If you want to get into business, you need to go out there and network. You need to raise the profile of who you are and what you do. You need to create awareness about your business, and networking is the most effective and simple way to do that.
Definitely. Now, whilst we touch on networking, any networking tips?
Be yourself. Always have business cards. Don't sit in the corner hiding from everybody. Networking is about building relationships. The more you network, the better you get at it, the easier it gets. Your first networking event that you attend will probably be the worst. You'll probably feel anxious, you'll be scared, you'll be nervous, you might even be excited because it's the first one. Once you've got the first one out of the way, you kind of know what to expect. I network at every opportunity. I see every person that I meet as a potential client. For me, as a makeup artist, you just need to have a face with skin, and everybody has that. So I believe that every single person that I meet could become a client in some way, shape or form. I network myself about 2 or 3 times a week, as well as running 2 networking events myself. I always have business cards with me. I am the girl in the club giving you a business card in the toilet. I see every opportunity as a chance to let you know about who I am and what I do. If you need business cards, check out moo.com. They're absolutely amazing. You can get a different image on each card, and their cards are good quality. So that's just a quick shout out to Moo. I would say networking is essential. You need to network. There's no two ways about it. There's no way around it. And when you do network, just be clear as to what it is you're hoping to achieve. It's not about just getting people's business cards. It's about building business relationships.
Most definitely. I think networking is key. It's key to your big part of your success, because if you're not out there, and I think networking is what takes up most of your time, but it's also how you make your links and your contacts, and make sure you don't just take any and any business card. I think one of the things I always say is network with people who are in the same field as you, because what happens is a lot of people go out and they take all of these cards and then they make no contact. So try and also remember, do the follow-up email. I do my follow-up email as quick as I can, and in fact on the way home I'm already drafting what I'm going to say, so that over the next couple of days they still remember you.
Finally, if I may ask you a few questions about yourself. 3 habits you think you'd want to drop?
My 3 habits that I would want to drop. Sometimes I can be an overthinker. Sometimes I can quite easily be overwhelmed if there are lots of things happening at once. And I think sometimes I don't really recognize my own power.
So do you believe in having a mentor all the time, whether it's Jesus or not?
I do. I think it's very important to have a mentor. I also think it's important to be a mentor. I recently qualified as a business mentor myself back in December, and I'm just about to sign an agreement with a startup loans company that are helping young people get into business, so I'm going to be mentoring them. I also have several mentors myself that help me in all different aspects of my personal life and also my business life, and I probably couldn't do what I do without those people that are in my inner circle.
So religion.
Yeah.
Does that come into the mentoring? Do you have a spiritual, or do you just believe?
I wouldn't say that I'm of any particular religion. I was born and raised as a Christian. I would say that I'm more probably on a spiritual journey. I have faith. I believe in God. I believe that the God is the creator of everything and all of us. I think that religion is down to personal preference. I think people will always believe in what they choose to, and I'm not here to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't believe.
It's really an individual journey.
You have to be true to yourself and true to what you think and what makes sense to you. And I think most people more have faith than they have religion, and there's a very big
fine line.
I wouldn't say that I'm part of any particular religion.
You're just a spiritual person.
But I'm a spiritual person, and I have faith.
So you grow daily. You grow daily and change daily. 3 things you think you must do in the coming 2 or 3 years.
3 things that I must do. I must go to Atlanta.
Wow, why is that?
Because there is a huge black entrepreneurial community in Atlanta that I would love to just go and see who they are and what they do. I must build a home in Jamaica, where my family are from, because I think it's important that I go back to my roots and show my daughter about who we are and where we're from. Another thing that I must do, I must raise my daughter to be the best that she can be. I must raise her to be the most confident young lady, and I must raise her to understand that she is capable of achieving anything that she wants.
Okay, that's lovely. I was going to ask you about being a parent. I'm a parent myself. Thank you so much. Can you just tell us where people get you on the social networks? Apart from your website, which is www.
My website is www.csgmakeupandbeauty.com. You can find me on Twitter, CSG_BossLady. I'm also on Instagram, CSG_BossLady. You'll find me on Facebook. You'll find me on LinkedIn. If you just Google my full name, Chantell Simone Graham, you'll find all of my contact details there.
Fantastic. I would have asked you what the lady boss is, but that's for another. Thank you just so much, Chantell Graham. You look naturally beautiful. I can't even tell whether you have makeup.
I have a little bit on. I always wear a little bit of makeup, not much. Not much.
Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you
for talking to StreetCherub. Thank you.